Welcome back, everyone. We've had some games to determine who moves on to the qualifying matches or who moves on to elimination matches. But now we get to send some players home, which is sad. I don't want to see anyone go home, but I want to see the games that send them there. This time, it's going to be a TVZ with a lot of history steadfast. It's going to be Spirit, and it's going to be Elazer. And as we talked about at the start of the day, this is a matchup that not only has long-term history, they're countrymen, but has a lot of recent history as well.
It certainly does. Obviously, Poland is one of the strongest non-Korean countries in the world. And, at certain times during the history of StarCraft 2, I personally don't know that I would ever say that they were stronger, but I think a lot of people would argue that they were probably stronger, especially towards the beginning of Legacy of the Void, when you had Nurchio, who was on his horse, Mana, who was still a dominant force. You had the Legion of Protoss players behind him, the Polish Protoss players, which is always a tongue twister. Spirit, who was known as Soul back then, and of course, Elazer. And it made for a really strong setup. But we've got vetoes already coming through here for this TVZ. And Elazer, thank you. He has vetoed Neo-Humanity.
He's learned.
Oh, thank God he vetoed that god-awful map for Zerg. Honestly, it's not the worst map for every Zerg. Someone like Serral, someone like Dark, I think they're very comfortable playing the map because they're extraordinarily good at the late game and they really flourish there. But Spirit does not. Spirit is not a super late game, Spirit is. Elazer is not a super late game player.
I know. Not at all.
Wow. I'm sorry about that. I've hogged the whole thing. We're going right into the game.
Yes, please, Steadfast. Hog everything, because in the bottom left, in the red here, fighting for his elimination life, his tournament life, for Team Liquid, Elazer.
And his opponent spawning up in the top right for Storm Gaming. Looking to turn it around, turn his fortunes around. It is Spirit. The soul of Terran. That's very cheeky. I like that. Spirit, by the way, is the only player at the tournament who has yet to pick up a map. So already he goes into this with a bit of a monkey on his back, and he's going to try and fix that with a command center first.
Yeah, you know what? That's a solid option because you know that Elazer is going to play. He's going to play maybe not Caveman Zerg, but he's going to play mid-game tech. Lings, Banes, Hydras really doesn't want to go into the Hive. Even if he does, for upgrades, maybe he gets some Vipers, but really heavy aggression on that kind of speedling timing. So on the flip side, he's not a big, 19 drone roach timing. He's not a big, really early game Zerg. He has his timings, and they're all in the mid game. So you might as well, go CC first, do it on the low ground, find some value there. And in this game, it's gonna pay off. This was hatched first. Elazer's not going to be able to punish this super easily, at least not right now. And that just means that, hey, Spirit, Command Center on the low ground, builds himself a minor economic lead, which means that you have more units in the mid game, which is exactly when Elazer wants to play.
Yeah, it certainly is. If I were Elazer going into this, now we have the benefit of hindsight, of course. The fact that we've already seen that it's Command Center first, but Spirit is a player who goes Command Center first, maybe that more than any other Terran in this matchup. I would have loved to have seen Elazer just crack up an old VOD of Ragnarok. I say old, but it's from like last map pool, maybe in the last year or so. Take a look at the old VODs, see that, proxy hatch build that he went for on the natural expansion location. It's so good against a command center first because you deny it. Your opponent's already delayed their barracks a bunch. The creep gets up. It becomes super nasty. And because their barracks is late, their factory is late. Therefore, their starport is late. Therefore, Raven is late. And by the time the Terran has secured the base, it puts you in a really bad position. Even if you're not doing direct damage, you're doing so much indirect damage. But obviously that doesn't happen. Elazer is just going to play his normal game, and Spirit's going to get himself a nice economic lead.
Yeah, certainly 3 CC as well out of this. Often, by the way, you can, if it's CC first, Command Center first, you can see this turn into aggression, into a stim timing or 2-1-1 or something. That's not what Spirit's doing. It's like, if some money is good, more must be better. But in the context of this game, because we know Spirit is going to be greedy, that's just how he wants to play, get himself to 10 minutes plus, and he's very happy. In the context of this game, and again, likely Hellion Banshee as a result of this as well, do you think we're going to see mutas out of Elazer at all? Because in the standard meta, Mutiling Bane's not that great. Too many early Terran pushes, you just can't get into it. The stim timings hit right when the mutas pop, and it just feels rough. Against Spirit specifically, with his proclivity for Command Center first, for 3 Command Center play, for Hellion Banshee play, all of these things don't have a lot of Marines. Stim is later. You can get those mutas out properly. So you think that's something Elazer goes for? Is that just maybe a little bit too far outside of his bailiwick?
I think mutas work pretty well for a player like Elazer, but I don't know that he's going to want to risk it on them. Mutas are they're very fragile, and unless you're feeling really, really confident and comfortable with your mechanics, and to the point where you're like, okay, I can babysit these mutas for the whole game, I feel very confident and very in my element. I don't know that I like playing mutas in ZBT at all, to be honest. Like they're no longer really like a catch your opponent off guard and kind of snowball the game from there type of thing. Very rarely can you find that, but if he's feeling confident, I would love to see him play mutas, and we'll see if he does go for that. Now, talking about the builds a little bit, we do see Spirit has fully gotten away with the greed is good concept here, to the point where he even delayed building his main wall. Oh, nice lane. Oh, is it actually? Okay, good job on the depot slam. Still gets to scout that there's barracks, so at the very least he knows that it is, well, actually he already saw the engineering base, he's fine. But I mean, you see the barracks timings, you should be able to know that it's a fast third command center. This is still good information for Elazer, and he is droning up really hard. But yeah, would have loved maybe to see from Elazer here. Maybe a really quick Evo chamber setup now upon scouting this, or I don't know. I guess it's a little bit late to make the choice from there. He's already kind of committed to the fast Bane speed. But yeah, there's the Evo chambers. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I think I'm with you though. I think I would have liked to see quick Evos just take advantage of the fact that your opponent has no map pressure. This is nice, you know. He gets an SCV, forces them off mining, and almost as importantly, forces the Hellions back home. They can't play on the map, and you know, despite this being Hellion Banshee, which technically Steadfast is very good at dealing with creep spread. Look at Elazer's creep spread right now. It's halfway across the map in the middle. He's done a great job of getting that out, despite this being, again, a build order that is designed to, you know, not put a lot of pressure on economy, but put a lot of pressure on map control. So, you know, early on here, Spirit's, he gets away with the economic side, certainly, but Elazer's been able to grow on every access into this game.
Yeah, he certainly has. And I mean, it kind of speaks to Spirit's comfort zone, is that he's like, I don't care. I'm building a fast fourth command center. I'm going to the late game. Like, you're not going to be able to crack me. I kind of don't care if you got all this creep. Obviously, he will still want to clear it out soon. Like, it does get to a certain point. It hits a tipping point where it kind of flowers out into every avenue. And all of a sudden, you've got creep on 3/4 of the map. And, you know, Terran can't step forward without just literally getting engulfed by Ling Bane. Oh, I don't think Spirit actually needed to pick up there. That was actually a little bit of a clunky bit of positioning, but he wanted to wait for his 1-1 in combat shields and try and rotate into the main base. Elazer targeting down the medevac a little bit, but we'll be able to save these queens for now and kind of buys time for the Lings to get back over here. And he deflects the first bit of aggression, but here comes the Hellions into the third base. Okay, it was a bait and switch, and the switch, it got it done.
Swifting to hell, that one might even say. It will eventually get cleaned up here. But it even still, you know, it slows this down. And is he gonna get this base? No, not quite. Queens are here, and they would have had transfuse anyways, but
he's so far ahead in workers right now.
16 dead drones against a Terran player that already has his fourth base done. I mean, recently they played in the finals and it was 4-1 Spirit, and I think we're starting to see why.
Yes, it looks as though Spirit feels very comfortable against Elazer. It looks like one medevac did go down there. If we have the battle report, we should be able to see if the medevac was picked off on his way out. Yeah. So it shows that Spirit killed those Marines, but that's they blame the medevac pilot instead of blaming the the company that made the engines. It's I think it's really unfair. We should probably hold corporations a little bit more accountable, but that's fine. 2-2 does start out for both players, of course, and a fifth command center. Spirit, man, he really loves that late game.
He's playing Yu-Gi-Oh right now because this is pot of greed, Steadfast.
Yeah,
he's absolutely just really ramping up into that. But again, it's Royal Blood. It's a map where you can take these bases rather reasonably, and on top of that, I mean, your win condition, if you're Spirit, is to get that late game. Elazer doesn't want to play there. We've seen that. Time and time again, we've seen the fact that Elazer just doesn't want to find that. He doesn't want to play late game. So anything you can do as Spirit to get yourself as quick as possible is nice. And you get to cancel on what is that? The fifth base, the sixth base there of Elazer. He's slowing Elazer's growth into the late game that Elazer doesn't even want to play into in the first place.
Yeah, and he's not going to have much of a choice at this point. Another drop getting in on the right side. Oh, he's going to find so many Overlords. Elazer going to lose us 4 and 4 Overlords. Spirit maybe lost 1 or 2 Marines there for some great value. Spirit is playing this as... This is exactly how Spirit wants to play this game. I think if you gave him the choice, he would change nothing about how this has gone. Oh, obviously, things have worked out for him well, killing off those drones, but like being able to play your game when you haven't picked up a map yet in the tournament is such a nice thing.
Look at this, by the way. He's like, this is the problem with trying to take this base, because there's so much space on either side of the mineral line where you can just hop on one side, hop on the other. Yeah. The Lings run around, and it's just like, oh man, this is so obnoxious. But this is a nice move from Elazer right now. He's going to get on top of a tank. He's going to force the base to lift, and realistically, he didn't take that many losses there. This drop on the other side, Spores are denying it for the time. And hey, Spirit has to drop a scan to make sure that he can take that fifth base of his. So it's not an incredible setup here. This is not the 30 seconds Elazer had versus Beyond. But it is a small, nice move that delays the economy and makes sure he doesn't take as much damage. But now the Liberator gets 3 probes for... It goes down, but that probably should have been 1 drone, not 3.
Yeah, maybe. It's not too big of a deal. I mean, you still kill the Liberator. It still makes it not too bad. I will say, Spirit didn't start his 3-3 just yet. He elected to, add on more missile turrets. He's getting more command centers, more gases, everything like that, and continue to build siege tanks. Whereas Elazer did get straight into his 3-3. He's added on Vipers. He's getting a huge swell of Banes. The problem is, even though Royal Blood is not the best turtling map, it is still a pretty good one once you can secure this middle 5th base. It really is an anchor point, and Spirit has the sensor tower. He finished up the planetary. He's got a bunch of siege tanks. And Spirit, like I said, has really just been allowed to play his game. And Elazer, I mean, he's maxed out on Ling Bane, but his opponent is maxed out on a much more complex, stronger army overall. It feels like Elazer has just let Spirit do a little bit too much of what he's wanted to do.
Yeah, no, the random tag there just to kind of bolster this push on the gold base a little bit more. His Slings run around a corner. Nice target fire there on the Banes, actually, but actually, no, this is going to be great. So many Banelings go down even as the tank
falls. That was a lot, yeah. Yeah, I want to see the resources lost right now because I feel like it's got to be pretty significantly in favor. That's actually not as bad as I thought, but the number of units makes a ton of sense. Still a 3,000 resources lost advantage considering it's mostly been harassment. Elazer, I don't want to talk, I don't want to completely, disregard him. He has taken a lot of the map. He's been allowed to mine a lot.
Yep,
and especially I like this top left base because if he can start mining from bases that should belong to Spirit, everything we've been talking about is almost a moot point. Like if you're down a lot of resources lost, but you mine 30,000 resources more than your opponent, it almost doesn't matter. We do see 10 drones go down on the other side of the map. A good engagement for Spirit in the middle. Elazer, oh my God, it's happening again on the other side of the map. This time there is double parasitic bomb to kind of prevent it. And the Banelings will get some decent connection. So at least Elazer is going to be able to clean this up more cost efficiently. But Spirit, he's starting to encroach on the left side and starting to find a little bit of an opening where there's less creep, kind of clearing the path up. It will be a small little skirmish that That was almost perfectly balanced in terms of number of units on each side, and Elazer wins it barely. But I don't know. I think if Elazer can start to mine from those bases effectively, he will put himself in a good position.
Yeah, right now he's taking 2 bases from Spirit, right? He's taking the gold base, which he lost 12 drones at, but I mean, we're at a point in the game right now where he's going to be able to mine from that pretty quickly again. He's taking the upper left, and you know, you're talking about breaking a late game Terran. You're right. You only have to really steal 1 from them. Like the resources lost delta, or the resources gained difference is so massive that yeah, you're right. It is nigh insurmountable. The question though, and it seems like that timing is already over, I was going to say, is Elazer going to be able to do anything with this upgrade timing that he has? 3-3 versus 2-2. The answer, by the way, is no. And oh man, you got to have a spore on the other side for this. That Liberator positioning is so obnoxious. And Elazer's going to lose the north side base. I mean, the idea of taking 2 bases from a Terran.
Well, if you can do it, it's amazing. It is fantastic.
I don't think it's likely is the point.
It's tough. It's really tough. Now, I wanted to mention this as well. We saw it on the production tab. A nuke coming down. Double nuke, in fact, one of the main base. I wonder if there's a big clump of overlords. No, but there is a lot of larva there. Snuck into the main. We will see the reposition, but this is a huge grab of attention. And it's going to find a bunch of drones. That was 15 drones. That's a great nuke. Meanwhile, a hold on the other side of the map. Elazer now finds himself in a weird position where he'll have to rebuild drones, and he's going to have to take it on the chin for the next little bit. He's probably going to lose at least this top left base, maybe even might lose that gold base on the other side as well. Okay, looks like there's enough Ling Bane to push this back, but Elazer trying to get a Nidus up in the main base of his opponent. I think Spirit should be able to deal with that. Oh my God, it finished?
I mean, there's no detection for these ghosts, though, so it's
yeah.
kind of a... Oh, that being said, though, this push into the third is really nice. Only 1 tank there to defend. A couple more are going to show up now, but they're going to die. SCVs fall here, and now if he can get on top of the ghost, that's going to be nice. Even still, Banelings are killing... I don't like that. Banelings killing tanks are expensive. Well, but it's going to be 12. It's going to be like 20 SCVs. Ghosts will fall here. The problem, though, is, again, Elazer... His economy, with all those drones that he lost, he didn't rebuild them. His bank is okay, Steadfast, but it's not incredible. So he's got a remax here. He's once he has larva. I think right now he doesn't have the larva for it, but that is going to drain his entire bank, and he's only mining off of 70 drones. This remax is theoretically fine. The next remax, that's going to be a struggle.
Well, I mean, look at it. He hasn't even remaxed yet.
True,
and Spirit has a gigantic bank. This all goes back to the fact that, you know, those 18 drones went down to the nukes. And additionally, Spirit was able to kill the top left base. The Burrowed Ling did delay Spirit from being able to land and take that. But now if you look at the resources lost, it is going to be a really one-sided one. Even then, it's not as bad as I would have expected, but it's still...
Oh, this is nice.
It's a lot. It is a lot. Oh, this is very nice. Oh, he's not going to lift. Ooh, pretty big mistake. He was focused on the other side of the map, where Elazer will actually manage to deny 2 bases. Still, it is a 5-base Terran on a gigantic bank with Elazer who is so freaking broke. So broke.
And it's crazy, again, because Elazer he's mining off of gold bases. 2 of them. He's stolen a base from Spirit. Like, technically, from a technical understanding of how this game works, this should be such a good game for Elazer right now. He's denied the north side base. He's denying the right side base here. He's mining a base of his opponents. This should be good for him. And despite that, he's broke as a joke. The Spirit has 5,000 minerals in the bank, 3,000 gas. Elazer, he's mining off a double gold. I guess only 1 gold right now. And he's just broken minerals. He can't afford it. This feels weird. Like, you look at the maps and you're like, wow, this is so good for the Zerg. And then you look at the supply and the money that they have and you're like, wait, where did it all go?
I mean, Spirit just invested into the late game so early on and has never taken a bad fight. That's the other thing too, is like Elazer's committed a lot of resources. And I mean, even to the point where and I actually don't hate the decision in the context of where he was, because he was getting on top of those 2 tanks. The only option with no Lings around was to blow up the tanks with the Banelings. Otherwise, you just lose them for free. At least it allowed him to get the max value. Oh, hold that thought. We do see a little bit of a find. He'll get a couple of tanks here. But this isn't going to break his opponent, and it is going to be expensive. It will find some good value, and he gets a couple of SCVs and a third tank as well. But Spirit just calmly comes back here. Now, if a couple command centers fall, that could make it a lot better. No, command center's going to get saved. Nice job from Spirit. Elazer.
Ooh,
That was actually pretty good for him, I got to say. That went pretty well.
By the way, there's a command center on the north side as Elazer continues to rally into this. He thinks he can take this fight. No, he can't. Run away there, Elazer. That's not your fight. Well, there's a command center in the dead airspace on the north side that Queen's set to burning. So Spirit will lose that unless something changes. Spirit will lose that base on the right side as he finally clears this gold out. But Elazer has minded that fairly efficiently. This nuke, though.
Oh my god.
Oh no. He seems to see where it is, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the litigers. No, he's fine. He's fine. There's gonna be like one drone. Yeah, literally one drone. That's funny. Oh, nice target fire on the Banelings there from Spirit. He was shooting those Banelings, and he will save the two command centers here. The one that was burning from before by the Queens, and the other one that was set alight just now. Meanwhile, this command center on the top side did survive. Of course, that building armor helps a ton. Once again, it feels like Elazer has shot his shot, and Spirit still has a huge bank. He is so good at these late game scenarios. We will see an attempt to break on the top left. On the top left. Looks like 12 SCVs did go down. 10 drones went down somewhere. But it looks like Spirit was able to lift the command center and get out of there, which it went through.
So we're back now. So Elazer's now going to find his way onto the... Elazer can't break through, that's true. But the north side base now will go down steadfast. And Elazer, this is a nice position he's got on the top side here. These abducts are fantastic. So, yeah, Elazer struggled to break through, but he has really started to construct the map out of Spirit a little bit. He takes the north side base, he takes the third. This is a scary army, though, right? With the amount of ghosts that he has here, with the Liberators and the tanks, we're going to have to see a big surround. But, I mean, it's rough. That being said, Ghosts get some solid shots. Lurkers get, it's not enough, but they get a couple swipes or two.
Spirit is going to lose a fair number of Marauders. There's no medevacs here to pick these up. And the Ghosts, they're a little bit exposed right here. Blinding Cloud on the tanks would be so good, but the tanks do get some good shots against the Banelings. The high ground tank is going to be enough to keep those Ghosts alive. If Elazer could have swallowed those Ghosts up and gotten a kill there, he could have been in a really... That could have really brought him back in this game. As it stands, he is going to try and still find the chase down. There are a couple of tanks in the back. And good spread from Spirit. He gets to the high ground and will prevent the Banelings from connecting. Spirit is still very much in control of this game. And at this point, it's an over 80 army supply lead. Yeah, I don't know what you're going to be able to do at this point. This looks... It almost feels like this has been inevitable from like minute 10. I mean, he's made some fights of this, but like Spirit is just not letting himself get broken.
This is true. The one saving grace we have for Elazer right now is like he's actually mining and Spirit is not all that much. So if he can buy 5 minutes, buy 3 minutes, maybe max himself out again, it's hard. Like I don't see a way that it's going to be very hard for him to do so. These abducts are a start. He's getting Liberators, he's getting tanks, but he's losing Hydras on the back end, and that's rough. And he's going to lose some of his mining advantage. He's going to lose the gold. Granted, there's not a lot of mining there anymore. Drones burrowed down on the left side. And this eco advantage that Elazer has, he's rapidly losing it. So even that's not that great. But he's still got 67 drones. You know, he still has mining in the bottom side. And realistically, I don't actually see where Spirit's mining from. The scan gets dropped on the north side base. But I see very few SDVs working.
Think that there's not a whole lot that Elazer can do. Maybe if he'd been mining from that top right base and, you know, he could have gobbled up a bunch of resources there, maybe there'd be a chance. If there was like 12 lings up here, this would be really nice. 3 lings is actually going to take a surprising amount of time to kill the SCVs and mules. Yeah, this is getting a little bit funky here, but I still think Spirit is just in such a strong position. And he is not the kind of player that's going to overcommit. Oh, but he's going for a big move into the main base. And I think this is going to be the kill maneuver. Ghosts Liberators, Marauders dropping into the main base. I don't think there's anything that can be done about this. And at the very least, this is going to be a dead Hive at minimum, if not a dead Elazer.
Yeah, look at what Spirit's doing here, by the way. He's making sure he just has ghosts everywhere on the edge of the map to make sure he can do exactly what he did. EMP the Vipers, make it so that there cannot be a slow break out of this base. You gotta bull rush the Liberators, and I mean, good luck there. So the Hive is dead. I think we're gonna see Pathogen oh no, Pathogen Glands actually should not complete, but there is no planetary on the northwest side here. Spirit is going to lose kind of the last vestiges of his economy. And Steadfast, you were talking about supply different. Like, okay, you know, it's double supply. Spirit's at 160 supply. Elazer's army is starting to find its way back. Spirit's going to lose another base here. And Hydra's run in. That's another dead Elazer.
In the last 4, the Liberators got very early on. And actually, what's the siege tank count? What's the Liberator? Elazer does have some chances in this game. Okay, 12 siege tanks, 6 Liberators, 12 ghosts. The army quality is still vastly superior. But like you said, we are actually starting to get a little bit of a problem here for Spirit. Like, he is starting to run a little bit dry. Still, I think things in general are, yeah, no, this base is going to get denied here. Spirit is still has a firm grasp of this game. But Elazer, his position is less bad than it was maybe 2 or 3 minutes ago, but it's still not comfy.
No, but again, you just got to drag this out a little bit longer.
Oh, I love the Liberators on the top side. That's so smart. Oh, just okay. He readjust the position. Readjust the position. I was like, please keep them there. Like, this is exactly what you need. Okay, if this base gets fully locked down, I don't know what you can do. I think it's just checkmate.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cute. Big burrowed landmine. If the whole army goes over this, the scan.
Get no! Oh, get off! That's a comeback right there, baby. That's gonna work.
Just like that, he is right back in it. And now he's gonna swap the tanks. Is there enough fire to keep them alive? That is the big question. What a play from Elazer. He jumps the other side of the map. The ghosts are trying to kite back. The siege tank on the high ground goes down. What a turnaround for Elazer. That just gave him a genuine shot.
It's so massive, but now the question, as Elazer here, is what do you do with that timing? Do you kill the north side? He doesn't do that.
You kill the north side. You go. You kill the north side.
Exactly,
you do not let your opponent get back in. That's the only way.
He's rotating bottom side Steadfast. Like, he's not taking it. He just killed his opponent. He just evaporated his right ability. A lot of the rest of his army on the side, and he didn't break it. Didn't try.
Yeah, that was his chance. That was his big chance. That was the Hail Mary play, connecting. And he didn't run it into the end zone. He is going to find this base for free on the right side, as well as a good number of SCVs. Spirit's only on 27 SCVs. Now, Elazer keeps needing to do these hit and run tactics, but there was a chance if he had knocked out that base on the top left. The thing is, he gets a base that's mostly mined out. Elazer, he still needs to resecure. I would say, at the very least, he needs to resecure that base on the right side. The gold base, though, is now up and running for Spirit as well. Granted, Elazer mined a lot of that, but Elazer cannot let Spirit mine anything at this point. And I think you need to add in infestors as Elazer. I think you need to add in infestors, and you need to hope for a big find, or you need to kill every Liberator or something. Like, I don't know what else is going to do it. Elazer, though, he has made a game out of nothing with that burrowed Baneling trap.
That he has, but you're talking about, oh, this is a problem here. Oh, that's a lot of Hydras going down. He doesn't have an infestation pit. That died in the main. Pathogen Glands was canceled as well, I think. That's a great parabomb, right? He gets a medevac. A bunch of others go down. But, I mean, Elazer is sorely lacking in his tech at this point. He's having to rebuild a Baneling nest. I think he still has his Hydra Den available to himself. But sorely lacking in the tech right there, and he has to give away the left side base that was a big component of his economic advantage. That being said,
Spirit might have shifted too much away from his main.
yeah,
Elazer will recognize this, will kind of go through the middle. He's going to find a siege tank, finds an orbital, will find a little bit of production. This is getting to a point, if we see abducts on the tanks or even a blinding cloud, actually Elazer just going to use the high ground vision to go after these siege tanks, will get them, and he has found Spirit very far away from this base. Spirit is getting back in, and he will be able to buy time. Oh no, the Hydras need to turn around. Spirit, oh, he's gonna actually turn the reverse Uno. Elazer is now trapped in Spirit's main base with so much of his army, and Elazer still got a bank, but he just lost so much stuff.
those cloaked ghosts there. Elazer didn't have his detection close enough. So the ghosts, they prevent, and the wall, of course. Elazer didn't target the wall down fast enough. He didn't get the ghost down quickly enough. So he just wasn't able to brush his way into the main. I think he has a Nidus Worm, so that could have been a play, right? Where you go and you drop the Nidus network and you run it and you kill everything, you run out. But unfortunately, Elazer, again, he loses a lot of his army here. He still's got that eco lead though. Like, he doesn't have a lot of gas, but he's mining 500 more minerals a minute. He has that situation, but it feels like Spirit has locked down this right side base at this point.
Oh,
EMP's on. Oh, that's beautiful there with the cloaked ghost.
That was a very nice EMP on those Vipers. And Elazer, even though he's got a little bit more money in the bank, he's still down 50 army supply. Spirit has been able to mine from the gold base on the left. He's got that base in the top left that's been mining for a while now. And now Spirit is even setting up to take this right side base, despite that amazing Burrowed Bane mine hit that wiped out so much army. It seems like Spirit has once again taken full control of this game, and now Elazer's in a situation where he needs another similar like miracle just to be able to give himself a chance.
I mean, against Steadfast, it's not as bad as it was. Like, he was down, I think, 70 army supply at this point. This time it's 40. You got Lings and Banes. You can take miraculous fights a little bit easier. Random lurkers. Did he always have those lurkers, or did he remake them?
He had a few lurkers kind of smattered around. It's been a Ling Bane Hydra Viper army for the most part, a very fighty army. We are going to see a couple of tanks go down. Elazer, I don't know about committing all the way in here. The tank line is very deep, and yeah, he gets a couple of pickoffs that were nice to start off, but he does lose a lot of critical units. Now there's the infestors being added on. Pathogen Gland's finally going to finish up 8 infestors, and Elazer has spent all of his bank. This is what I was talking about, though. What is the Liberator count now? Did he pick off a bunch of them? It's been a very chaotic game. Okay, there's still 4 Liberators left, 8 siege tanks. Oh, man, if Spirit gets this top right base, though, like, can Elazer really do anything about it? There are still gases that were never taken on the bottom right. That's something that's a little bit interesting as well. Could become a point of, well, Elazer actually definitely, there we go. I was going to say definitely wants to take those, needs to take those. Oh, he's adding on Neural Parasite. Okay, he's going to be looking for the Neural Parasite on the ghosts in order to EMP or even snipe his opponent's units. Oh, scan comes down, will snipe. I think did he get a Viper on the left side?
I didn't see. I know the Infestor,
battle report?
The Infestor got out, which is what I was tracking.
Okay. Infestor got out, and there was 2 Vipers on the left side. Ooh, ghosts are going to go down, as well as a siege tank. Neural Parasite not yet done. Elazer's going to try and pull the trigger, but there's a little bit too much here.
This game has become, every unit matters at this point. Elazer's not mining out that much. Spirit actually is now. For the first time in 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Oh, that's a great parasitic bomb there, but Spirit's gonna split off in time. For the first time in like 7 or 8 minutes here, Spirit is the one that's mining more minerals. And look at that fungal though. He's gonna get so much here. This is gonna be Spirit's opportunity, Elazer's opportunity. He's gonna dive forward. He wants to get it, but he can't connect with the back line Steadfast. The ghosts survive, the marauders survive, the tanks survive here. And now it's an even bigger supply lead. A ghost gets abducted, but that just means, hey, I'll EMP your infestors. That's great. Thank you. And now
Yeah,
Of
I
course.
can't exactly tell what is happening right now. There's a lot of stutter on my feed, but I'm watching the stream, and it looks like that did go, in fact, very well for Spirit. Once
It
again,
did.
it's the depth of the tank line that really seems to be getting the job done.
It really is there with just the zones of control, right? With the tanks and the liberators all together in this back line. Spirit's got a marauding force that he's kind of moving forward time and time again. Ah, it's a couple ghosts, it's a couple marauders. Jump on top of me, fungal me. Abs, do that fine. But he's got that concave behind, that arc behind, that makes it so hard for a laser to deal with. And he tries, he desperately wants to make that happen. And now at this point, it's just infestors, right? It is that is all that a laser can afford. He's got a decent gas income, but really no mineral income. So we're now gonna have to see whether a laser can make that happen with mass fungals, with neurals on the go, so the EMPs, as Steadfast was saying, maybe even neural the liberators to take them out of the equation, neural some tanks or something. But the awesome thing, and neural on marauders. I mean, you find value where you can, but
Yeah.
hey, get some marauders, bonus damage right there. You bring them in. It's effectively an abduct as well, not bad. But I love this. Oh, look at there. There we go. That's 3 neurals. But you got to EMP the ghost on the back line. He doesn't
no
get
chance.
it. No
Yeah.
chance. There we go.
Yeah, that's oof. That is a long game, and we see a little bit of a head shake there from Miko, from Elazer. Spirit looks like he needs a little breather after that one, but well done by Spirit. Elazer, he started to find some momentum, find some value in the later stages of that game, but it was definitely a really rough game, and you are not going to want to play a similar game as that, I don't think.
The game, and he took pieces out of Spirit, but I think something that Steadfast, I don't know if I have Steadfast back yet, but something that Steadfast said earlier was it just felt inevitable, right? Spirit was always playing this 20, this 30, this 40-minute game where you're
We are back, everybody. We appreciate your patience. We're just trying to, unclog the internet tubes. As we all know, internet is a series of tubes, and sometimes they just get clogged up with too much internet. So you gotta go in there with your internet pole, fish it out like a Q-tip, or sorry, cotton swab. Very important to make that distinction. But we are gonna hopefully we've got everything fixed up, and we are going to get into game number 2 of Spirit versus Elazer. Spirit able to pick up his first map of the tournament, and now it is Elazer who is on elimination point. Can he turn it around? What do you think, Bayo?
Yeah, I think that he had so many opportunities in game number 1 to turn it around, right? He was up 2 bases. He'd taken 2 bases of Spirit for a time, and he was mining actively out of one of them, and he had the eco lead. And he did for like a solid 10 minutes, and still Spirit clutched it out. I don't know, man. This is gonna be rough. But for now, in the upper left, in the red, the player that we've been talking about, the player that has to take us to game number 3 for Team Liquid, it's Elazer.
And his opponent looking to keep himself alive and go to that 4th round, give himself a chance to make the playoffs later today. It is Psystorm Gaming Spirit. I mean, we talked about opportunities and doing your thing. By the way, it's another command center for a Spirit. You're out of your mind. We talked about opportunities and doing what you can to get what you can done. Elazer, even after that gigantic Baneling mine, where he did have the opportunities, he didn't do exactly what he needed to right away with that, crushing of the top left base. But he made a maneuver a little bit later that could have given him a real opportunity, and that was going right into his opponent's main base with a big portion of army. But Spirit did have enough in position, anticipated it well. The ghosts, as you said, were cloaked, got that big shutdown, and it was just really well done in general from Spirit, locking down probably the last best win condition that Elazer had. So just once again, impressed by Spirit in late game.
Yeah, and I think the other thing we have to talk about, Steadfast, is that Baneling bomb. Now, we saw that it would kill, I think it was literally about 70 army supply that went down in the blink of an eye. It was like 8 Banes or something. If Elazer had gone and beeline north side, beeline northwest on the map, killed the base, killed off all the workers, taking advantage of the fact that it really was only tanks. And tanks are scary. Yeah, they are, but when you have nothing to defend them, they're not all that great. If he had done that, I think Elazer wins that game. He just shuts down all the economy in such an extreme way. But he didn't. He just kind of sat back and allowed Spirit to build another army again, allowed Spirit to spend that bank that he had, and lack of killer instinct maybe, which is interesting because Elazer, if there's one thing we know him for, it's he's going to hit the gas. He's the one that wants to get aggressive. So failing to do so in that moment, really kind of painful.
Yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. The fact that he didn't go for that. Now, we already see a little bit of a difference here. It is worth noting that Spirit in 2 games going command center first, but even though he didn't SCV scout in this game, and there could be something coming, there could be some kind of Ling Bane all in, he does go for the Reaper this time, as opposed to the very quick Marines. No scouting on the map. So I wanted to mention this. If Elazer had channeled Dark for game number 1 and had just gone for like a 5 Roach build off of a pool first, Spirit would have straight up died because there was no scout. He went super fast 3rd command center, no SCV scout, no Reaper scout, and there wasn't even a wall at the natural expansion for a very long time. But this time he does kind of hedge his bets a little bit, even though he doesn't go all the way across the map. I don't know if he even checked on the 3rd command center or 3rd hatchery position. Okay, he did get far enough to see the 3rd hatch. Okay, that's really all the information you need. He looks around out front of his base first to make sure, hey, are there any Lings here that shouldn't be? No? Cool. You're probably playing standard. Confirms it with a scout on 3rd hatch. And Spirit once again gets away with a great economic start. And it's another fast 3rd command center.
And it's interesting you talk about this. Okay, just check to see whether there's a third base or not. Granted, this is Swiss, but this is the first round of the day, so they've had a night to prepare. And it really doesn't seem like either player are playing their opponent. They're just playing how they play in the matchup. You know what I mean?
I would disagree with that a slight bit. Okay. I would say that Spirit is playing his opponent pretty well. But I would think that I would say Elazer is not playing his opponent at all.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I would say that Spirit is playing his opponent very nicely, and that's why, because normally you don't go command center first 2 games in a row. That just even Spirit isn't that audacious, but Elazer just doesn't go pool first. He doesn't do anything wild, and Spirit kind of punishes that a little bit, punishes the lack of strategic diversity, and gets himself just a fantastic position in both games off the start.
Yeah, certainly. And the question now is, I mean, we have an answer. Not only is it CC first, it's CC first into 3 command center. It's not even 5 minutes, and we have a 3rd orbital done here. It's the exact same game plan from Spirit, and you know, Steadfast, that shouldn't surprise anyone. Spirit doesn't want to play this game for 10 minutes. He doesn't want to play it for 20. He wants to play it for 30. Like, give him the entire right side. Take the left side and get him up to 6 base. That's how things actually happen. Does
nice
the
little
Elazer
right
do
there.
something? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, he's able to pick off the creep tumor using the rocks. Just a nice little find. Opens things up a little bit for him. But sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, does the Elazer do something different in the mid game now? Like that is really the big question here, because the early game is going exactly the same. You know, early lair, quick bailing speed, 3rd CC. I don't think we got as much. I don't think the Banshees committed as much last game. So these are 3 dead queens. That's a nice move coming in from Spirit right there. Just, he got Banshees last game, right? He just didn't do anything with them.
He got 1 Banshee, no cloak. This time he gets cloak. Elazer built spores, right? Taking a look at the structure tab. He built those. Oh, he built 2 spores, so he doesn't have a 3rd spore. But picking off early queens like that, denying a bunch of creep, that's pretty nice. Now, Spirit, I want to see one more scan up on the top side, because the big strength of Babylon for Terran, one of the big strengths, there's a lot of strengths for Terran on this map, but one of the big strengths is the position outside of that pocket 3rd. But if you let the Zerg get creep up there, oh, nice job, by the way, from Elazer recovering some of that creep on the left side. But if you let the Zerg get creep on the top side, it's going to make it a lot more difficult to find any momentum around that base. Like, if the Zerg can get that little peninsula around the 12 o'clock base covered in creep, the potential to get anything done with a push really is lowered. It really becomes a lot more difficult, and we are going to see finally that scan coming in, clearing a little bit of creep, but Elazer's already got a replacement tumor there. Random Overlord, well, I guess not Random Overlord. That's actually, no, that is a Random Overlord. There's the 2nd Overlord in the middle. Will get picked off here. Oh, Elazer maybe thinking about going for a jump, but there was medevacs there anyways. Still, I like that he kind of shoves Spirit back, and as Spirit wanted to go for a little push, oh, Hellions. Okay, wow. Both players not paying attention right there. That could have been really bad for both of them. Oh, God. No, please don't lose the lings. Oh, that's so many lings, really, but they are actually kind of trapped. Okay, actually, he just escapes out. Yeah, wow.
Gonna get out, okay.
That both players should have, like, that should have been bad for both players, like, or could have been if either one of them was paying attention. But instead, it is going to be Spirit moving forward. A lot of Banelings morphing on in. 36 Banes. Spirit not going to be able to cancel all of them. 1-1 will complete for Elazer first, but he is down a lot of army supply right now, and he did lose a lot on the transition. If we look at the battle report, I'm sure it's going to show a very expensive, 2 Marines for 27 Lings, 7 Banelings. Oh, this Baneling run by on the other side, though. Oh, it gets 7 SCVs. That's kind of nice. Oh, he tried to burrow, but he wasn't able to. Does bait the scan, though. That's funny.
Yeah. And you're talking about supply leads here, Steadfast. I mean, this is 20 army supply, but it's Ling Bane getting ready for the surround. It's not that bad. The tanks are a problem, certainly, and you don't want to lose these queens. But this is definitely a position that is playable for Elazer right now. He's going to bust more down. He's going to get more SCVs. This is a great move coming in for Miko. If he can find his way up the ramp, that tank is just raining hellfire from above. But he still gets 12 SCVs. It's expensive, certainly. The supplies right now, I mean, look at them. They're even. Yes, Elazer is down army supply, but Spirit can't push all that quickly. He denies the 3rd base for a while, and now with Spirit's paying attention, Baneling's onto the Lings. They're going to try to find that one, but the tank fire, this concave from Spirit, it's so hard to break, and he burrows Banelings on creep. You want to scan that anyways. It's a dead base.
I actually, as weird as it sounds, Elazer does have I kind of like his position in this game, even though he's down a lot of army supply. He has the bottom left base. that he's able to retake. He's got 5 bases still. He's contested the army. He killed off a tank there. It was expensive, and he's lost a lot. But at the same time, Spirit, wow, actually, never mind. I didn't realize Spirit has a 4th command center. No, this is still good for Spirit. The main thing is the upgrades. If Elazer can wait till 2-2 and can start taking some fights with 2-2, you know, where Spirit doesn't have an amazing position with tanks and, you know, really good creep, really good chokes, things get a little tricky. But as I say that, a big double drop coming in on the bottom side, and the positioning in the main base drop will be quite a problem. Baneling's not going to be able to connect. Good pickup right there. Meanwhile, this 5th base gets taken down. That double drop just broke this game completely wide open, despite the fact that the army supplies have gotten closer.
Yeah, I was going to say, you were talking about how much you liked Elazer's position just a little bit ago, and I was going to agree with you. Just don't take that fight north side. Give the base up. Flow like water around, flow like a liquid around the map. But now, I mean, he over-contested. It's a kill, not a cancel. It's going to be dead queens. It's going to be dead lings. And Elazer, he's got this 2-2 versus 1-1 timing. And actually, realistically, his army supply is actually very nice all of a sudden, too. He's not down. Yeah. But it feels like he's got to get so much done with his timing that Spirit's just not giving him. He's just he's trying to channel his inner Beyond, his inner Arua, his inner Clem a little bit. Just drop everywhere. Don't take the straight up fight when you don't have the timing for it.
Yes. I do like that Spirit has been rebuilding his worker count. He's back up to 60 SCVs. Now, Elazer is still on a great worker count himself, but he is starting to find momentum and has tipped the economic scales back closer towards even. Elazer trying again with the Baneling run bys, but Spirit's been on top of them very nicely. Ooh, good target fire on the Banes. Can he get these ones? Oh, one barely survives, and that's enough to force the hot pickup. If that Baneling doesn't go down, Spirit can... Oh, actually, I mean, I guess it was an upgrade disadvantage anyways, so maybe Elazer would have been able to get on top of that and clean it up. But Elazer is struggling to deal with the multi-prong of his opponent. Spirit is really turning on the jets in this one.
Yeah, now there's the 2-2 timing. So that big lead that Elazer had, it's not there anymore. Like, the one big advantage he had in this game is really, it's kind of gone. Now, Spirit is heavily supply blocked, and he's not fixing it. There are no supply depots on the horizon. There are no command centers on the horizon. I think he dropped like one top hat, but he is just not respecting this. Like, this is
he hasn't even noticed.
This is rapidly becoming a problem.
It is, but he is finding a lot of value. That Liberator getting 14 workers. He is really focused on the multitask. And I mean, he has knocked his opponent completely off guard. Now he is up in workers. And you know what? Supply block be damned. When you knock a Zerg player below 60 workers, oh, if you're not on a terrible economy yourself, if as the Zerg, you haven't really crippled the Terran, 60 drones, 59 drones is a really rough count. There's also no Hive. There is no Hydroden, no Mutas, no Spire, no nothing. And Spirit, he is continuing to advance his tech. He has gotten himself on supply block now. Man, Elazer needs to find something big in the next minute or two, or he is going to get outscaled in a big way.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like, if Elazer was able to take a look at the army and realize just how much bigger his army is.
Oh, the target fire.
How many tanks are this is nice.
The target fire. That was so many Banes he just killed. He gets the base, but that was really nice target fire from the Planetary Fortress. Nice transfuses there from Elazer. Managed to keep those queens alive just barely. But I think he killed an extra 10, maybe 15 Banes with the target fire from a Planetary.
That being said, though, this is a 5-base Zerg. This is a 3-base Terran. I don't think Spirit had extra command centers at this point. So, because Spirit was so heavy, like, Spirit's economy could have really exploded, but because he was so supply blocked, he wasn't really able to make that happen. His army count, I don't know how many tanks he has. I don't think it's a lot.
I was gonna say, what's his tank count? We gotta know, because
only
4 tanks, 51 Marines. Honestly, Elazer does rebuild the drones. He does still have some bases. He needs to get on top of these drops. So, okay, he has to cancel at least this time. But it is another base falling. And Spirit, his multitasking has really kept him in this game and has given him such a good position overall. But Elazer did recover his drone count a little bit. He's back down to 75. Laser's been having trouble with the multi-prong. I don't know if he needs spores or he needs to split his lings better, but he needs to get on top of this at the very least.
I mean, you say Spirit's multi-prong has been keeping him in this game. I think realistically, Steadfast, it's also been harming him in this game because 3-3, look at how delayed that is. He was 148 out of 148 for like, I think a solid 2 minutes. We're seeing him, he committed really hard to that. He did do damage to Elazer, certainly. But on the flip side, I mean, it meant he lost a lot of steps into this game. And now Elazer, he's got his hive up. Adrenal's on the way, adding in 3 Vipers. He's maxed out here. He's been able to take the north side and the south side base. I agree with you. Spirit got a lot of damage with that multi-prong, but I feel like how much he had to spend for it was just not worth it. I mean, Lings and Banes are going to try to get this orbital. That's not going to work, but remember, he's going to bust in here. That's a burning orbital. And the thing is, this is a 3 orbital Terran right now. That 4th base was from the main. Cheeky Elazer didn't have 2, he only had 1. Now this is a move though. 3 medevacs, 4 liberators here. This is gonna be hard to dislodge.
It will, but the spores are gonna help out a lot. Those are the spores exactly that I was asking for. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough because the liberators are so good in this position. And now that it's set up and all the spores are down, you are right. This is very difficult to deal with. 2 medevacs were killed. So if he can swamp this and get some spores underneath, he can clear this up. There's the Viper Abducts, that's big. But there's the secondary attack on the other side. Elazer finally unlocking that Hive Tech, getting it going. No 3-3 on the way for him yet, but Adrenal Glands is gonna complete. And the Vipers were the big tool that he needed. Now, once again, the lack of spores around this base, the lack of anti-air of any kind makes it so difficult to deal with. Spirit is starting to charge forward on the bottom side. We will see that spore taking down the Banshees, but this is a deep tank line.
That it is. It's also kind of a dangerous. Oh man, if Elazer had attacked from 2 angles,
here still.
Yeah, he absolutely like. Elazer took that fight. If Elazer takes that fight just a little bit better, I think he annihilates that army. That being said, Elazer's just going to give the base up. He has the base on the north side. He's okay going down to 4 bases because Spirit is barely mine. Spirit's not mining.
The Banelings, Burrowed Banes. There's Burrowed Banes right behind that army. Back to that army, back to that army. Oh, he just walked over the Burrowed Banes and they didn't get triggered. They're literally, they're right there on the ramp. Oh, is he going to use them now? Is it even worth it? Is not going to. Oh man, he even had them selected. If he could have got the first portion of that army with those Burrowed Banes, could have been really good. We are going to see an interception on the retreat. Grabs a tank. Blinding Clouds on some very clumped up tanks, knocking 4 of the 5 of them out of the fight. But there's a planetary on the right side, and Spirit's got too much. 3-3 versus 2-2, showing massively. It was a good jump from Elazer, but he just didn't quite have enough. If he could have dragged his units off the planetary, or if that wasn't a planetary, maybe, Elazer can break through there. But Spirit had just enough to survive the onslaught, and now he is going to push forward on the counterattack, takes down those rocks. That's going to be another dead base, and Elazer is, at this point, I think he's out of options.
I mean, again, the parasitic bombs are nice, but yeah, you got to do more than that. Spirit, or Elazer in that last fight, he had enough Steadfast. He absolutely did. But the planetary, you're right, it's too much of a problem. If he brings those lings on top of the tanks, he carries that fight massively. And then again, he's able to sweep Spirit out. Spirit's barely mining. In fact, he still is barely mining. He's mining more than Elazer, but that's just because Elazer's lost all of his bases. Elazer has been so close time and time again over the courses of this last 50 minutes of gameplay that we've seen in this series. And every single time, it's just barely not there. It's just barely not able to take advantage of this opportunity. And now he's got 1 base. The Banshee's gonna find it. It's gonna be some dead drones. I don't know what stops Spirit from... There we go. That's nice. I don't know what stops Spirit from just pushing the north side base at this point.
There is some creep there, but it's not a lot. It is not a lot. And if Spirit knew, well, actually, how many Banelings do we have on the field? How many Banelings for Elazer? He's got a ton of gas in the bank. In fact, he built 4 Vipers. He's even added on some Hydras here. Oh man, how is this Banshee still alive? Such a nuisance here. Spore Crawler is going to reposition. They're going to help out a lot. But Elazer needs to, I think he needs more than just that top right middle-ish base. He also needs the very top right corner, I think, in order to stay competitive in this game. Spirit, yeah, I don't really know what Elazer can do. Spirit does clear out a little bit of creep, and the creep spread really is nice in the middle of the map and on that top right. Like, that is actually what is giving him security in this game, and that could be the difference maker.
Yeah, it's almost lapping on the shores of the Terran Fourth, which, you know what? Like, in a normal game, you say, wow, you know, the Zerg has creep right outside of the Terran Third. They've won this game. That is kind of a standard bit of logic that you can talk about. Hey, free medevac, you're not going to complain, but in this game, that's actually just not true. Elazer is in a really rough spot here as the Queens get the medevac, but they would lose 2 of their number in the trade, which is not what you want. And Elazer, there was a time where he had a big bet. He was sitting at like 3K, 2K, and in that time, he neglected to get his 3-3. So at this point, I don't think he's ever going to get it. Like, so he's always just going to be down 2 upgrades. And Spirit now, he feels comfortable enough where he can start to go.
Ooh, that changeling.
Yeah. So he can start to go and develop his tech. A Ghost Academy is on the way. He can move truly into the late game. But this move from Elazer down on the bottom side, is he going to get the base? Yeah, that's such a big move, Steadfast. I think he's going to lose one of his own bases, but that's like the last mining base of Spirit.
He's going to lose a lot more than 1 base. That was not worth it at all. He has taken all of his Banelings out of the equation, and now Spirit just gets to move across, knocks out 2 fresh mining bases for a base that, I mean, it is Spirit's newest base, but it was also the base that he's had for a while. The one thing I'll say is, okay, those are some huge Abduct Scrap Spore tanks. That is really big right there. What I was going to say is that now the fight is going to take place almost entirely on creep. That is a big deal. That is a huge, huge deal. So Elazer gets some big pickoffs, but Spirit knocked out not 2, but 3 bases, and this base is mined out. Elazer's got half a mining base, and Spirit is still... Okay, these lings, these are going to be nice. These are going to be really nice here, but they're not going to be enough to actually lock down the base, which is what Elazer needs.
I mean, Spirit's also literally not mining. He's not... His income is not... The mineral bar is not moving up right now. He can't mine bottom side long distance there. The third base doesn't have a lot of minerals. So again, Steadfast, we find ourselves in this position where the game's getting weird. It's late game. We're 22 minutes in. No one's got a lot of money. Spirit's in a marginally better position. But like, Spirit takes 1 big fight with his spellcast, or Elazer takes 1 big fight with his spellcasters. It's still seeming pretty doable. I'm not saying it's easy, but Elazer's not out of this game.
No, it's definitely doable for sure. At this point, with the gas bank that he's got, I'd really like to see Infestors added on. They are in a really important like end game scenario where neither player is able to easily replace. Elazer once again trying to swing in here. If he finds that orbital command, oh my god, he killed it. He killed the left side orbital command on the pocket base. Okay, how many scans do we have left? We've only got... Is there only 1 orbital?
Oh, look at this. Spirit's going forward again.
There's only 1 orbital. Ooh, the drop into the main base. This could be the dagger.
He's going to get the last orbital.
He gets the last orbital. He's got 450 minerals in the bank. But Elazer might actually now have a really good chance in this game. He's down 50 army supply, but Burrowed Banes could be everything. Spawning Pool, Hive, both going down. 3 Vipers are going to pop out from the natural. They will escape out. Elazer, at this point, he just needs to chill. If he gets a cancel on the command center, there will not be enough money to rebuild it. Spirit would only have 358 minerals left in the bank. If he can cancel that command center, that would be huge. He doesn't know that, but that command center is being built in a really precarious position. Also, Creep is now actually occupying the position. Oh my god, actually, Spirit is going to have to long distance mine a base in order to scan. Or he's going to have to build missile turrets at the edge of Creep. Little drop on the bottom side will knock out this 1 base. But Elazer, at this point, you just want to use your Abducts. You want to use your Vipers as much as possible to chip away at your opponent. Ooh, drones could go down on the bottom side. That would be big. Oh, he kills the spawning pool. That's huge.
Okay, look at the Abduct there, though. Second Abduct. Oh, no energy, no energy. And now he's going to try to snipe down Viper here. Viper, run away. Okay. Okay. Oh, he gets the medevac at the end. we're 30 supply different here. Laser's mining out of what, half a base? Actually, no, he's got the bottom side here.
Oh,
here's big bombs though.
So big. It's so big. You cannot replace units right now. Even damage is good.
Oh
my God, he dragged it into the army. It's now a 15 army supply disadvantage. This is so close. Oh, the Marines, no, don't lose those Spirit. Those are free. Oh, he tries to go to the Viper, doesn't get it. Transfuse that Viper. How many Vipers do we have on the field? At this point, we want to see the units tab. We want to know what each player's got. There is 3 Vipers on the field. Please transfuse it. Wait, no, there's no queens. There's no queens. Look at this. He has to long distances behind the base. He can't even afford. Okay, he can just now afford an orbital. We did have an abduct coming on in.
Here's the problem with Steadfast. He can't build queens because I don't think he has a spawning pool right now. He tried to remake it once. It got killed. That was that drop on the bottom side. So we're paying attention to Elazer's production tab a little bit. He's building Hydras. That's it, which is a strong army.
The Vipers!
Oh, he's gonna get one.
Viper.
Okay.
He almost got the second one. Oh, Burrowed Banes. They spot these tanks. That's going to allow him to pick off one. There's the big Burrowed Bane. Very nicely done. We are going to see a Blinding Cloud on the tank. He used 2 Blinding Clouds, but he will get them. Spirit is running out of money, running out of options. Another Viper. No, don't lose it. It does get sniped, though. Very nicely done from Spirit. He gets the Bailey Nest as well, but production is starting to kick in again for Elazer. How many medevacs do we have on the field? Not very many. 6. Okay, that's still a lot.
Okay, this is gonna be
Blinding Cloud on the tank.
Blinding Cloud.
Very nice.
Tank goes down here. This is the Marines have to kite past the Blinding Cloud here, Steadfast. And now up onto the high ground. Here we go. Elazer. He thinks he's got the opportunity. He thinks this game is gonna do it right here, but he's up a ramp. He lost all of his lings. There are 11 on the map, and Hydras do not fight into that. There's no splash though. There is 1 tank remaining here. How do you end this game for either side?
Just keep your Viper alive, abduct that tank at the base. It's gonna unsiege. Okay, that is a big opportunity. Now this base is completely exposed. There are Marines in the back. Is that gonna be enough? I don't think so. He's been long distance mining this the whole time. Elazer did, or rather Spear did get home with the rest of the Marines, but this is so tense. Burrowed Banes are the play, but he lost the Bailey Nest, so he needs to rebuild it. This is such a chaotic game right now. He lifted the command center. He forgot about the Burrowed Ling. Oh my God, as Elazer right now. The command center. He's gonna go for it. Can he get it? It is going to go down. This is huge. No more scans available. No more money. It is what you see is what you get. Elazer just needs to hold.
And this is where's our Viper? That's the question right now. These medevacs, 4 of them. Yeah, same thought. They're so low, but the Viper is playing very far away here. It doesn't matter. The surround is here, and Elazer seems destined at this point to just get the most incredible. What was that? What was that game?
The cheeky smile and the laugh. You'll love to see it right there. Elazer knows that he just committed Grand Theft Terran. He stole that game right out of Spirit's hands. Oh, what a cheeky smile and a beautiful comeback from Elazer. And now, on the ropes, on his last map, he will send it to Game 3. What a play from Elazer. And he is just chuckling to himself. You'll love to see it.
Lock this man up. You know, we have the evidence of this theft on camera. This should be more than enough to commit this man for life. But for now, Elazer's running footloose and fancy free. He had to do so many things right. I am at a loss. I know my job's to talk about this game. And that's literally why we're here. I'm at a loss for words. The presence of mind to do everything he had to do there, to get the orbitals, to kill the bases, to not go and engage that army that was camping up his main. I mean, he went full Doctor Strange. You know, there were 1.4 billion opportunities where games where he loses that. He found the one. He found the one angle.
Yeah. That was so sick from Spirit. And it's funny because you might have been looking at that, and even at the very end, you might have been saying to yourself, oh, like, what are you doing, casters? Like, why are you looking at this? There's so many Hydras on the field. Those were 0-2 Hydras against 3-3 Marine Marauder. Like, when you have such a huge upgrade disadvantage, the Hydras are not going to perform well. And we can even see during that end fight, as it's like, we know for a fact Elazer has won the game. He's got like 15 or 17 Hydras spread out in a concave against Bio with no medevacs. The Hydras were still taking a long time to kill the Marines because the Marines had a 3 armor upgrade advantage. Elazer, that was such a performance. That was a gutty performance. Yes, mistakes were made on both sides, but man, oh man, what an entertaining game that was.
And I mean, you add this on top of game number 1 as well. And yeah, you know, we maybe missed out a little bit of that at the end, but I mean, this has got to be the series, at least of the series of the tournament that we've cast. I mean, it's nutty. These 2 games, yes, there have been many, many mistakes on both sides. Fair. You're right. Absolutely. But we love StarCraft, not because people play perfectly. We love StarCraft because they force their opponent. It's a slugfest. You hit each other back and forth over and over and over again. And you force mistakes out. You force your opponent to play imperfectly. And these 2 players with so much history behind them know exactly what little thing to poke. And now we're into the final game. It's an elimination game. You lose this one, you're out of the tournament. $5,000 richer, but both players, they want to go so much more than that. So now let's see if the man with the power of liquid can make a miracle one more time. It's Elazer.
And his opponent spawning down in the bottom right. Can he recover after that game? For Psystorm Gaming, he needs your energy. It is the Polish Terran player, Spirit.
I am so surprised, given the context, right, of this setup, right, given how the first 2 games have gone, that Elazer's not trapping a Roach Warren on 19. Like, he's not going full dark here. Because, yes, Elazer's not a Roach guy. Fair. That's a valid argument, but you've just played 60, 70 minutes of high intensity StarCraft. And you want to opt into it again? You want to play a 3rd game like that on a shorter map? You can Roach Rush this map. It is not Grespon. It's not Altitude. And you know Spirit is going to get greedy again. He went CC first for a 3rd time.
Yep. Spirit is, he's playing the Honey Badger right now. He don't give no toots about it. He is just going for the economic play every single game. At this point, I mean, yes, Elazer stole game 2, but that kind of just balances out the crimes. You know, Spirit had 3 counts of, you know, theft under 5,000 or theft under 15,000 or something. Like, it's 3 robberies that Spirit gets away with the Command Center first. Now, like I said, it's tough to punish Command Center first. Really not easy, and pool first plays on their own do not punish it. But the fact that he got away with Command Center first 3 games in a row, like whether it be Proxy Hatch Roach Ravager, or like I said, that Proxy Hatch where you just literally build into your opponent's natural and play macro behind, and you just delay their Command Center, either or, and you can get yourself into a really good position against it. Obviously, the Proxy Hatch Roach Ravager, you'll just kill it. But yeah.
Although, you know, opting to go for something like that blind in game number 3 of an elimination series, that is, that doesn't feel good. That being said here, Steadfast, we are seeing our first true deviation in how Spirit wants to play. Game 1 and 2, it was Command Center, Barracks, Command Center, getting it as quick as possible, starting at like 220-ish. We have a factory on the way from Spirit in game number 3. And yeah, there will be that 3rd Command Center behind that, but it's not quite as fast as it was game 1, game 2. This is Spirit opting to play a little bit more early game, a little bit more into the mid game. And I think that's fair. Dragon Skills it's a map with some great siege up positions. It's a map you can start to play on a little bit. But I think also this might be some series planning a little bit. You go and you know Elazer scouted your Command Center first. You know Elazer probably took a look at those replays and saw how you've been playing the first 5-6 minutes of this game. So just throw a wrinkle, play it a little different, play the game you want to play, but do it just a little differently.
It is still pretty quick to the point that there won't be any real aggression off of it. Yeah, it's not a significant difference. Elazer did. I'm not sure if he was doing this in the previous games, but he did continue to mine with 2 drones on gas as opposed to the 1. Maybe thinking about a quicker layer this game. Oh, Reaper is going to try and scoot its way through. We got the drone on the intercept. Can he go for the citizen's arrest? No. Oh, God, that is just the worst. Man, that feels so frustrating. And it gets out. The queen at the 3rd had just popped. Maybe it could have intercepted, but man, that is actually really frustrating when it gets away like that. Now, what I would actually love to see from Elazer is a very quick double Evo this game. But okay, it looks like it is going to be a fast layer. That's fair. That's fair. Getting the quick baneling speed, assuming that's what he's going for, is not too bad either. Could theoretically still be Ling. Nope, never mind. Not anymore. I was going to say Ling Queen Nidus, but that's not what we're going to see. And yeah, Cloak Banshees once again from Spirit. Elazer, he will need to build spores in the next about 10 seconds or so in order to stay on top of this. Oh, there we go. Literally started them as I brought it up. It's about that 450 to 5-minute timing is when you want spores against a 3cc Cloak Banshee play.
That's not fast. It's almost like you know the game or something. you know the timings. The interesting thing here, sometimes sometimes players will just do really weird things, and you're like, I don't know what's happening. The thing we should point out here, by the way, is that it's not happening in this game, but last game, Elazer was able to find the greed a little bit more. Yeah, he didn't punish the 3cc play. That's fine. But he did get his evos a lot faster, and actually his 1-1 and his 2-2 were massively ahead of what Spirit was going for. This game, though,
yes,
he goes back to game number 1, right? The delayed evos, the very quick bailing speed, and not greeting out for the quick evos and the bailing speed. So now Spirit's got a timing. Banshees, they got a lot of value in game number 2. They killed a couple queens. I don't think they got drones, but they're gonna find a couple drones here. Every single time, the Banshees just seem to get a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, in game number 2, that one Banshee stayed alive forever and got up to like nearly 40 kills by the end. Nice Spore Crawler morph. Oh, very nicely done. Oh, Elazer wanted to do the Evo Chamber morph. Man, that would have been so sick if he built it. Spirit almost killed it while it was still a Spore. That sucks when you lose it that way, because he almost got the save, and that would have been really cool. 7 drones is really nice damage for these Banshees. Elazer once again going for his very fast burrow. He just loves this. Does go with a 5 gas setup once again. I wonder if he'll add quicker Hydras this game or what the play is going to be. Something else is that Spirit has not really played Widow Mines at all. And I wonder if this would be the time to throw out cheeky mutas as Elazer and say, like, okay, you're going to play tanks because it's Dragon Scales. Let me try and jump that. We'll see.
Hey, I see where you're coming from, Steadfast, and we talked about this in game number 1. It makes sense against how Spirit plays. But also, Elazer's had 2 opportunities for it. I mean, I'm looking at this. I mean, he is on... No, he's only on 5 gas, so... He's not telegraphing that he's going to go to mutas at the very least. He's not getting himself set up for that. Yeah, so I agree with your idea. Realistically, I think that's a really solid one. As the queens are going to get a bunch of Hellions, that's really nice. And Elazer is pushing this creep spread so aggressively forward here, Steadfast. Again, we're 7 minutes in. He's over halfway across the map. The one thing he's lacking, he's got half a screen of creep outside of his 5th, which you want a little bit more than that. But I mean, this creep spread from Elazer is again really solid, and that's what kept him in game number 2, by the way. That's what gave him that opportunity to play that incredible comeback that we saw.
Yes, it is, as well as something we can see he's kind of setting up for a little bit here, which is the counterattack play. You can see that Elazer's mechanics, he's really turning it on here as we get further into the series. The 2-2 starts up similar times for both players. Good transfuse right there. Oh, the siege tank. Bit of a mistake right there from Spirit. He could have put that in the medevac, but he loses a tank. That's pretty expensive for an unforced error, and maybe shows that Spirit is starting to be a little shaken after that game too. And it's hard to blame him. That was a tough loss. By the way, Elazer has knocked out almost every set of rocks on this map. That is so good when the Zerg player gets to do that while playing Ling Bane. Oh, but Elazer, you don't want to just lose a bunch of Lings for free. Good job from Spirit to kind of defend those rocks. Oh, but Elazer, he's going to try and jump this position. Siege tanks, I'm not sure if there are any off screen. But regardless, Elazer is going to kind of hold the creep. Double drop coming into the main base. That's pretty nice. And will find 3 drones and a queen already. Going for the spawning pool.
Ooh.
Not a bad decision. Gonna block production for a little bit. Almost loses the medevac to the spore, but will save it. Still, Elazer gets the cleanup, but spawning pool. Oh my God! Don't move on to creep. Ugh. Oh no, there's no medevacs. There's no room in the end.
He's gonna find his way back at the end of the day. But now this move from Elazer here, when he doesn't have a spawning pool, is a little bit rough. He's not gonna be able to remax. But he does bust through. A tank will go down. He doesn't get any workers, though. In fact, he's going to lose one of his own because, you know, why not? But he just committed 50-ish army supply. And I understand, Steadfast, the desire to go and I maxed out. I should go attack. He can't build any army units. Like, he's just going to...
What is his larva count right now is my question. Because he's obviously only floating money. Okay, 27 larva. Wait, what?
Were we playing on... Are we playing on normal?
That is a really good question. I think he just downgraded the speed from faster to fastest to fast.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, because we play on fastest.
Okay. I saw that and I just had like a flashback to that one GSL that was played on fast, I think, between Parting and someone. And yeah, it was weird, but I think it was a very momentary thing. So I think we're gonna fix it, and it should be fine. I didn't know you could change the speed anymore. I thought that was disabled.
No, it's if you're a referee, you can. And as we have referee in game, just a misclick. So
yeah,
that's gonna get fixed. And now Elazer, he's gonna have to deal with this push on the top side, but yeah, over stim plus everything else, he handles that one. And look at Elazer. Look at Elazer's position on the map right now. He has every base that he can be expected to take. Like all of a sudden, he has exploded on the map here because he understands that Spirit, the most he's gonna do is, you know, drop somewhere. He's not gonna hit with a big push. He wants this game to go late, and that means he's learned. Take the map. What's gonna stop you?
Yeah, Spirit hasn't been as aggressive on the map. He wasn't in game 1. He wasn't for a while in game 2. Eventually he did, but I think part of what made things so good for Elazer. Oh, interception. Oh, the dart from downtown. Very nice by Steph Curry right there. Yeah, I'm liking this position very, very much for Elazer. He's finished up his hive. He can get into +3 carapace. Oh, is that another errant medevac? That's not going to get punished, though. The creep is actually denying the 5th base. Ooh, Elazer, I don't know about pushing into this position. It's a little scary. But Elazer has a lot of opportunities right now.
He thought about going and like using that push into the 3rd to try to kill the 5th, but too many tanks right there, so it doesn't really work out. And now the queen will go down, so the Liberator finds some value. Here comes Elazer on the north side, but again, once Spirit gets set up, Steadfast, it's so hard. It's so hard to dislodge him. So now we have a Terran on 5 bases. The thing is, though, is that while, yes, taking this 5th does unlock the bottom left side and does unlock that 6th base, the 7th, where we can see our observer looking right now, is kind of hard to take. There's not a position that you get by taking another base that unlocks this base for you. So that is probably going to be where we're going to see Elazer really focus on. I mean, ideally, yes, you break the 5th base down, you deny the bottom left, but it's all really going to be about this 3 o'clock base. That is the easiest thing for Elazer to contest is for right now. He's going to find his way in, but this triple missile turret idea, we saw Spirit do it in game 1 as I don't think these queens want to be here, but they're gonna have to run away. This triple missile turret idea does so much in just zoning out these Vipers that were such a problem. We saw Spirit do it in game 1, wasn't able to quite accomplish it in game 2, but it's part of the turtle. You add that shell, layers and layers of laminate and lacquer on top of the turtle to make sure it's impenetrable.
Yeah, it's such a nice move to just add on that additional static defense to really make it tough to crack. Elazer, I don't know if he forgot that he has a spore at the top left of that base. Unfortunate, and that will lose him a queen. And, oh, I like that from Spirit. Here we go, big attack coming in through the middle. The blinding cloud knocking out one of the turrets for the moment. It's good positioning from Spirit, but Elazer will get the base, and that is quite nice. It did come at a heavy cost, but this is Elazer rebuilding 138 Zerglings. This time he's got Infestors. Spirit, oh no, not like this. Huge fungal growth, massively overcommitting onto creep. Mega fungal chain, and the ghosts, oh, most of them do go down. One of them goes down. Most of them do actually survive, but the whole Bioforce does get taken out. Very nice fungals from Elazer. Spirit, though, why did he go so deep? He scanned and saw those Infestors, didn't he?
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
Sure. I think what he also saw was that there was no army. Like, the Infestors were there. There was very little army to back that up. And as funny as it is to say, I mean, that could have been so much worse for Spirit if there had been Lings, if there had been Banes, if there had been more than like 2 Hydras to follow that up. So he did kill, I think, some Infestors, and he did kill the Hydras, and it wasn't perfect, absolutely not, but it could have been so much worse. And I think did he get the base? Yeah, he got the base on the north side. So it was rough for Spirit. He ate 4 fungals, but it could have really been so much worse. And now you talk about Elazer killing that 5th base, right? Running in, killing it with the Banelings. He did it about a minute too late, because Spirit has already exploded his command center count here. As now the Banelings find their way in. Once again, Blinding Cloud on the right side, but the EMPs do so much here. Vipers just giving vision, and more tanks are gonna get shut down. This push is so much better. This time, an orbital will fall. This time, the extra bases go down. More tanks fall here as well. And then we were talking about how the last time, yeah, there were more command centers to add in very quickly. This time, Elazer really puts a hammer on the economy of Spirit, and there is no counterplay. Spirit on the counterattack here in the middle of the map. I don't think he's going to be able to get enough. Elazer with 16 Banelings on the way. Yes, Spirit retook the 5th, but that feels like it's the last time that's going to be really possible. For now.
Yeah, this is looking really tough right now for Spirit. That was a great attack from Elazer. Spirit is still maxed out. And Elazer, it's going to take him a little bit of time to remax himself. His gas bank is not huge. 19 more drones, by the way, coming in from Elazer. I think at this point, he just needs to add a little bit more, maybe like 3 more gases. He's on a decent gas mining bank, but with that huge swell in drones, yeah, I'd like to say at least 2 more gases, maybe 3. And I wouldn't even mind him trying to take the right side 3 o'clock base, but he has definitely got Spirit off balance. Spirit setting up a really nice defensive setup here. He does finish the sensor tower. He's got tanks, ghosts. The planetary is done with building armor, but it is the ability to remax that is Elazer's huge advantage right now. Spirit sending a big army to the right side, gonna try and slip around, maybe anticipating that his opponent was taking this right side base. The burrowed Ling is actually gonna see part of that army, I believe. And yeah, that's gonna allow Elazer to rotate back over. Would love to see Elazer take down those rocks on the right side if he gets a free moment. But seeing this army is good. Here comes the big attack. He sees the Marines out of position. He wants to go for it. Big EMPs on the Vipers are very good. Planetary Fortress will go down. This was a better defense for Spirit, though, than the previous attack. He thinks he can get something done with a counterattack. Oh, can he target down the Banes? He gets them. Very nice. Is that enough, though? Actually, yes, it will be. That was a great little skirmish for Spirit after a great defense.
Does Elazer have any Banelings on the map right now? I don't think so. Like, he has to bring something to deal with this, but the team medevacs.
Did he? He still has a Baneling. Oh, the fungal growth out of nowhere is huge. But is there a follow through? There is a lot of medevacs here. He's going to take down the base. Ooh, that was a big fungal. There's another one to lock down these units. Can he get the 3rd one? Yes, he can. Burrows the Infestor. It's a huge fight, and a Spore from downtown. Very nice for Elazer. And now that is almost all the opportunity. Nuke going to try and land in the middle. Will barely get dodged. Such a nice exchange for Elazer.
This is nice coming in from Spirit, though. But you got to drop a scan. Even that's expensive. The drones, 13 of them will go down. Here with the Lings now on the swallow up. They're going to get that. Although I guess actually he got every drone, so all but one. So actually really nice coming in from Spirit. But Elazer's on 97. Like, was he over 100 drones before that? Or did he? I guess he just remade. Okay.
He was at 102. He was at 102 drones after he built a huge round. So even after losing 16 drones, yeah, 95 drones on the map.
the big thing about this Steadfast is you talked about how Elaser's mechanics are really starting to like tick up as the series goes on. He starts to warm up into the series. He's also like conceptually understanding better and better how to be. Oh, I love this drone bottom side. Is he gonna try to steal the base? Yeah, I mean,
there it is.
You don't get away with this, right? It's too close to the Terran,
no.
but you delay it a little bit.
There's the one I was looking for. Yeah.
It costs you 75 minerals to delay that for just a little bit of time. Hey, you know, it's not bad. I would have preferred a burrow, but even still.
Yeah, honestly, another burrowed lane would be great. Obviously, both players are really playing fast right now. There's a lot on their minds. There's a lot to think about. But the burrowed lane play would be really nice. It is worth noting as well that the creep has stalled out a little bit. Hold that thought. We are going to see a big attack coming through the middle. Blinding cloud on the missile turrets and the siege tanks. There is a deep tank line behind, but it wasn't all sieged up. The blinding clouds are going to be very nice here. Planetary Fortress goes down. The orbital command will get very low and will barely get taken out as well. Elazer shouldn't stick around. There's a lot of tanks and ghosts. And Spirit's going to get a good trade on the tail end, as well as knocking out a base on the top right. But Elazer's got a huge bank. Hold the phone, actually. That is that's a big fungal growth. The double fungal to kill off the Marines. Action is getting crazy everywhere. Does Elazer just not have any larva? He's on a huge bank, but he needs units. He's on 3 larvae. Build some macro hatches, for the love of God.
In fairness to Elazer right here, his cycle just popped. He just got up to 12. Like, when you're remaxing as heavily as he is, he does need macro hatches. I agree with you, but we looked at it at an inopportune time. The larva cycles, they just popped. But Steadfast, I've picked up my phone. You told me to hold it. What am I supposed to do now?
You keep holding it. You just keep holding the phone.
Okay, I'm casting with one hand.
Unending. This is a nice little push here, and Elazer might have thrown away a little bit too much on the previous couple attacks. He does get in, snipes a tank, but it's not for free. The Liberators are really dangerous here. Now, if Elazer can get that right side base up and mining, and he is able to whittle away at his opponent's army, I mean, that could be really good for him. But Spirit, if he can secure this left side, he will secure that bottom left base. And Elazer at this point has been playing a bleed him out, you know, make sure that Spirit runs out of money situation. If Spirit secures a 6th base, this could be a big problem for Elazer. There is a finite number of maps or bases on this map. That is a really nicely placed bunker. These lings are doing nothing to it. The banelings get a little bit of damage, but it will hold, and that is rather expensive for Elazer. Elazer has remax now, but he spent pretty much his entire bank.
Yeah, I mean, man, between the bunker positioning and Neo steel plating, it's just building armor. It's good luck. And there, sneaky ghost. Double Agent 07 or 007 here. Now these are going to be to some nice abducts. EMP's hit, but just a little bit too late here.
Oh, the nuke?
We don't have enough Hydras. Meanwhile, on the left side here, Liz get a full surround before there's a repair, I think. So this base seems like it should. No, okay, never mind. The planetary does enough damage that it's going to actually give enough surface area for the repair. So that.
What?
Nope, no nuke.
I heard it. Did you not hear it calling down? How did that get canceled? Yeah, he killed the ghost after, but like it was like making the sound and the dot was gone. Oh my God. Okay. That
I don't know.
That must have been down to like 0.1 seconds because it was making that like swooshing sound that the nukes make before they're about to land. Either way, Elazer will break through on the right side, has knocked out this last bit of static defense, but once again, Spirit on the bottom left. I believe it is an orbital commit. No, it is a planetary. What were we saying? We were literally looking at the lings surrounding it. I mean, if the banelings find the SCVs, that's nice, but there's still 51 SCVs. Ooh, SCVs. Only 8 of them go down. That's better than nothing, but not great. Elazer, he is starting to really run out of money. Really starting to struggle here in terms of economy. He adds on Neural Parasite, and he's getting that +3 missile very soon. I don't know, Kev. Oh, the Bird Infester. It gets spotted by the edge of the scan. Very nice snipe.
I mean, Steadfast, you talk about Elazer's, he is mining so much more than Spirit right now, like just mineral-wise. And realistically, his gas count has always been lacking. This entire game, he really hasn't gone above 1,000 all that often. So, yeah, you know, his economy is kind of lacking, but it's the story that he's been kind of having this entire game. And he is starting to pretty significantly take money from this right side base, from this 3 o'clock base that, you're right, this should be the Terrans. Spirit is now, he's starting to push this a little bit, but this does expose him. This does expend him. He's got a line of defense across the entire map. And this might give Elazer an opportunity to swing left side to kill the 5th, to kill the 6th.
Yeah,
there are these bunkers. They got building armor, and I think Elazer was just a little bit too late on the move.
It's so tough to sneak around. Great EMPs on those Vipers there. We will see a few SCVs going down, but that was pretty expensive for Elazer. And he knocks out the couple of SCVs there. He gets the burrow on the lane, but he needs to go down and knock out that bottom left base right here, right now. Meanwhile, though, Spirit, if that happens, he's going to be able to secure the base on the right. You talked about the line of defense across the whole map and how it's difficult. Spirit is doing such a good job of maximizing the value with the minimum number of units. Great SimCity throughout this game. We see this random missile turret on the left side. It's kind of funny. Elazer, oh man, despite everything, it feels like Spirit has started to really take control of this game. There's only one Infestor on the map. The Fungals that were being so good for him. 2 Infestors, one of them immediately goes down. The snipe attempt on the second, not going to work. And that will actually be a lot of dead Marines here for... I mean, he gets the Infestor, so it's not too bad. But once again, this feels like... Well, what's the orbital command count? We've got to have a lot of mules available, I feel like, right?
I don't think it's that many.
7
yeah,
orbitals.
Oh, it is 7. Never mind.
That is a lot. We're going to watch the income really start to spike with those 4 mules on that base. 2 more mules, in fact. Elazer cannot let that bottom left base. He needs to either knock out the right side base or the bottom left base. He cannot let both continue up here, but look at that defense. Planetary Fortress, 2 Liberators very well positioned in the mineral line, and a siege tank, and the missile turret. The missile turret grabs the Viper, prevents the abduct on those Liberators. Liberators will eventually get abducted, and just as I was, hyping up the defense, obviously the base does get broken, but it comes at a heavy cost. Still, Elazer needed to do that. That was not an option. He did not have a choice. He had to take that base out.
Steadfast, this is some big brain plays right here, but there's a slim timing right now where Elazer could actually take a decent fight onto the right side because the Planetary is, of course, spending its DPS killing the assimilator, or killing the refinery, whatever the Zerg one's called. That timing's done now, and even still, it's hard to push in. The big deal about killing that base on the bottom left side was that, for the most part, Spirit didn't react. He didn't go and get a base immediately. He did give Elazer some time to kind of retreat back on the other side, and this is going to be another dead command center here. So again, we're starting to see Elazer. Steadfast, how many times in the last 2 games have we said Elazer's dead? He's gone. He doesn't have the economy. He doesn't have the map position. He's running out of money. It's not going to happen. He can't win the game. And then, we had what happened in game number 2. He had many opportunities in game number 1, and sneaky Infestor here. We have Neural, right?
Oh, yeah, yes, we do. Oh, he moves. There must have been a missile turret. He moves
just
too
out
far.
of range, yeah.
Just on the bottom side, out of vision there. Oh, that's so painful. Yeah, Neural Parasite is done. Oh, man, if he could have gotten... the thing is, the ghosts weren't clumped. At this point, I think... Oh, he takes down the siege tank. I don't know about going too deep here. Knocking out the front line of the army, very good. Okay, that was really good from Elazer. That was exactly what he wanted to do. But he's got to be careful about the counter swing back in. Is there enough Banelings to prevent this? Elazer, it feels like he's just trying to hold this top right base and mine as much as he can from it. But at this point, yeah, he knows he's got to give it up. Oh, the Ghosts very clumped up at the front line. They will retreat back, but that exposes the bio. Oh, Banelings just enough to get some of those Ghosts, but now the Ghosts going to turn around. They're going to be sniping down a bunch of Hydras. Good little counterattack on the left side, and this base is denied. But as Spirit wipes out that top right base, he is going to be able to take a lot of resources from it himself. And now it is up to Elazer. It is up to him to make sure that he gets a significant amount of mining from the bottom left. And the other thing, the reason why it was such an important thing to knock out that bottom left base is that he was going to need to take it himself. And it has already been mined from rather significantly by the heavy muling from Spirit. I mean, this is still winnable for Elazer, but it is really tough. Now, this is a great little find. The addition of Thors is, I guess it's...
Interesting.
Well, I actually just don't like it. It makes sense, kind of, for the Vipers, but it might have been anticipating a Broodlord transition. However, you got to know that Elazer can't afford that.
Yeah, and we have blue flame. Like Spirit is really transitioning into mech at this point. He's adding blue flame.
I like the blue flame a lot.
I do too, but I would. He can't afford it. In fairness, you need +3 with that. Like the ability to one-shot Lings with a blue flame and +3 is such a massive deal. But here comes Spirit on the bottom side, and Elazer's just gonna give this up. He has, I don't think it's literally no mining, but just about no mining on the map right now. He needs one of the corner bases, and without that, this game is over. He's 500 minerals a minute from somewhere. This is a nice move, though. There are so many SCVs right there, and actually, in fairness, Spirit can kind of remake that, but it would if he was able to get the rest of those SCVs, that would pretty much exhaust his bank. No one's mining a lot right now. The question we just ask ourselves, in the history of this series, does Elazer have more magic in him? Like, this game feels unwinnable
right now. Yeah,
but so did the last game, and so did the previous game up until he found a way back. 4 more SCVs. He's nickel and diming. He's playing so efficiently here, and that's actually why adding these Hellbats, this blue flame, is so nice, because this Ling heavy style, this Ling Hydra heavy style, relies on being able to dive in, dive out, find value, pick off individual units. Adding a couple Hellbats on top of that Steadfast, it makes it so much harder.
It certainly does. It makes it really difficult, even without that +3 weapons. Like Hellbats in the late game with blue flame, they still just absolutely massacre Lings. They get that cone. The ability to run by with Hellions and harass outlying bases is quite a nuisance as well. We will see Elazer once again coming in through this position. The ghosts for Spirit doing Spirit just right now just has a much bigger, more powerful army, and he's doing a good job of constantly securing bases. Really nice tank positioning throughout. Like, I feel like we've been focusing a lot on Elazer, but Spirit has done such a good job of not ever being broken. And consider what happened in game number 2, and the fact that Spirit is still not just fighting, but is like in a really good position in this game. I'm just impressed. I'm impressed with both players' tenacity here, and they're really showing some true grit.
Yeah, remember that, like, this is the elimination game. You win this game right now, you get an additional at least $2,000. Right? It is.
Yeah.
It is actually so impactful that you just win this individual game right now, and life is hard for Elazer right now. Don't get me wrong, but he's pulled. I keep talking about it. He's pulled magic from this before, and it makes sense. You stay in this game,
kill the orbitals
until the moment that you lose, until the moment you're forced out. So getting these 2 orbitals, he's not. Is there an SCV here? Oh, he's gonna drop a mule. That should be a repair. But this actually,
he gets it.
This kind of unlocks the right side base. I think Elazer, he's got to spend some Baneleys there on the SCVs. Yeah, he's gonna get the base. And now Spirit, I think, only mining from the bottom left.
Oh, he was anticipating it. Oh, from the top side. Oh, it only catches 1 ghost. Oh, EMP does hit a couple of the infestors. That will end up being just kind of a disengage. Good kill on that base. Very good kill. Oh, man. The thing is, at this point, I think the win condition for Elazer is to knock out all the orbitals, or as many as you can. Oh, my God. Does he see this? Neural Parasite on the tanks, maybe even on the Vikings would be amazing. Oh no, he's gonna move in range of the tanks. Neurals the Viking says, these are mine now. I'm gonna kill your tank. Bonus damage versus mechanical, baby.
I think I can safely say that I have literally never seen that. I don't know that was the most optimal play, but now, dude, the style on that one. He's got an ass
so sick. Oh my God, that was actually, you're right. I think that might be the first time that's ever happened in a game, let alone a game like a pro level game with these stakes. A $2,000 singular map. And we see 4 Fester hit squad returning from the dead, neural parasiting the Vikings, landing them, and then going for the snipe on his opponent's siege tank. So freaking sick. Now, at this point, Elazer, I think the Changeling usage, he used Changelings really, really well in the previous game. He needs to use those again. And he needs to spot his opponent's army in order to know where he can attack and where he can start stealing bases again. Oh, there we go. Like that Changeling right there in the middle. That is so nice. That's going to allow him to move in on this base. If he can get these 2 orbital commands, that would be huge. That's got to be his priority with the Hydras. Like I said, I think that's his win condition because burrowed units are going to be it. Oh, meanwhile, on the right side, finds a couple of tanks. Very nicely done from Elazer. Spirit will keep the orbitals command. commands alive. He's doing such a good job of doing this.
We're kind of at the point though where Spirit can barely afford to just repair the orbitals. Like, look at how many minerals are left on the map right now. We have the right side base. It's got, I think, 4 patches. We have this bottom left that has about 4 patches, but they're looking very low. And then I think in the middle base, there's like a little minerals there. Elazer has 55 drones. I don't know where he's getting any money, actually.
Oh,
that's a nice fungal there. Chain him up. Again, hey, look, any value you catch at this point in the game is massive.
He gets him. Nice. Does he have queens for... Oh, the Nerve Bear's out on the nose. He steals them all. Says they're mine. I'm taking them from you. EMP on the right side. Doesn't get them, but he does get some fungal growths. However, I think Elazer needs to disengage right here. He's stolen the Viking again. He says, I like it. I'm doing it again. There is one more infestor on the left side. Can it get the fungal growth? No, not yet. Elazer. Okay, how many ghosts did he just kill? Battle report?
A battle report.
We see how many ghosts he just killed. 5 ghosts just got killed off. That's big. But he lost 6 infestors. That is really expensive too. If he could have landed an EMP on one of those neuroparasitic ghosts on the big set of ghosts on the bottom side, maybe he would have been able to keep pushing. But instead, Spirit will be able to hold again. My God, what a game we have got on our hands. The single burrowed Bane again. The trademark move here. Will it do literally anything? Almost certainly not. And there's those blue flame Hellions showing on up. God, what a comically useless Baneling. But I love the idea. Elazer is playing out of his mind. And so too is Spirit.
Elazer's totally broke now, though. His mineral income is not increasing at all. He's got 19 minerals, right? He spent the last of his... He's got 2,000... He's mining gas, but that's just a stall timer more than anything else. He spent the last of his money on 2 infestors. He's got to hit the fungals of his life here, Steadfast. But realistically, he doesn't have to take a fight until it's that last building. He does not. He can give away as much space on this map as he wants. He's just fishing for that last fight. If the army is sieged, if it's a situation like this where it's scary, you don't have to take the fight. You just need Spirit to make a mistake once. You can abduct a couple Viper, or you can abduct a couple Ghosts. That's nice. Fungals on Marines. It's just, you have to find value. Yes, Spirit is mining, but it's might as well be nothing. He doesn't have any money on the right side anymore. He's got like very little on the left. It's now Snipes going down, but again, more Ghosts are gonna get abducted here. Yeah, and the Vipers, you can get their energy back. You can take this fight over and over again.
Yes, but at the same time, the Ghosts are also going to be able to recharge their energy. That was weird. He moved forward to snipe drones. Look at this. We've got drones trying to steal minerals, and the planetary fortress pilot, I don't know, operator, whatever it is just like, oh, don't mind if I do. Just taking pot shots out the side window at these poor defenseless units. Look at how many mules are trying to mine 1 mineral patch. That is the state of this game. It is still a gigantic advantage for Spirit in terms of army size. But if the spells come through the right way, there may still be a shot. At this point, we are talking about there can't be more than 1,000 minerals in aggregate on the map. There's so little. But the scans. What is the orbital command count? Oh man, it's so good that he kept those orbitals alive. 7 orbital. He can indefinitely scan, pretty much at this point. I do like that Elazer is trying to respread creep. I would love it if he uses those queens as well for as much transfuse as he can get. Snipes coming in on the right side. They're going to get a lot of pickoffs there. I think that was really expensive. I think Elazer just lost a bunch of units, and I don't even know if he killed anything. If we take a look at the battle report again, that will let us know exactly what happened right there. 5 high. Okay, he got 3 liberators. He got 3 liberators. It cost him 5 hydras and an overseer. Actually, hang on. Does he have any overseers? Oh my God. Oh, I love the late game Raven, by the way. He's got 1 overseer and he cannot replace it. He literally needs 3 mineral patches worth. Even losing Lings to a planetary at this point is so bad. I feel like at this point, Spirit, he's done too much. He's too far ahead. Oh, he gets it. The last overseer. He gets it. It's only fungal growth and spores now for detection.
Oh man, so you talk about killing like planetaries, right? And killing things. No, realistically, outside of the orbitals, none of the bases matter for Spirit anymore. Not sure what happened there. You know, we're seeing that obviously some cancels and changing his mind on what he wants to build. I count like 3 mineral patches on the map for Spirit right now, and I don't think any of them have any money. So now Spirit's deciding what he wants to do with this last tiny bit of minerals that he has. And the answer seems like it's going to be a sensor tower. It's going to be that Raven. -2 armor on the entire army of Elazer is massive here. The ability to detect, and I mean, I don't really think you care about dropping scans at this point. Mules don't matter. Like, there's nothing to mule.
You constantly scan. You killing a creep tumor for free is a win right now for Spirit. It's just a matter. Okay, I was gonna say it's just a matter of can you break your opponent and how. Do it carefully. I think this is the right move from Elazer. I was just gonna say we're now at the point where Elazer cannot win this game, and he recognizes it. Very nice abduct. Getting that ghost is, I mean, getting each. How many ghosts do we have? How many ghosts? We got 18 ghosts. That is a lot of ghosts. It will be difficult to crack the main base. Ooh, Viking abduct would be really nice. And there it is. He gets it. The marauding hit squad of Hydra Viper. Oh, okay. Can Spirit cut him off? Okay, good job with the infestors to zone out any potential run in. Huge cloak on the ghost. Oh, the snipes on the Vipers. He gets one big EMP. The Hydras are trapped. The Hydras are very trapped. Scan the left side. Fungal Growth's going to try and come on in. If he traps the Hydras, that will be very good. Stealing Hellbats and Hellions is not going to do it. This is going to be the end. It's a big fungal, but it will not matter. Spirit will take it down, and a big sigh of relief as he keeps his tournament life alive. A little smirk, little pat on the back of the head. You know what? Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself one for me, because that was a long battle, a grueling fight. Very well done.
It's got to be the series of the tournament. What an incredible series of games. And by the way, I just want to point this out. In that last fight, you talked about anti-armor missile, right? Is this nice thing? Apparently, he got the Raven to be able to shut down some of the infestors, which is not something you think about, because, you know, again, Ravens can work on both psionic units and mechanical units, and you really don't think about that. But it took a couple infestors out of the fight. And do I think that Elazer was going to win that game anyways? No, I don't. I think at that point it was very much unlosable unless he played a 20-minute guerrilla game of abduct and just slowly killing off the ghosts and slowly killing off the army. But it was a nice securing move coming out of Spirit. But now you're right, Spirit, he's got another shot here. Finally, he wins games in this tournament. But I mean, it's going to be a rough road from here on out. The 1 and 2 players that he's going to have to run into. We talked about it earlier on. I mean, it's a murderer's row of play. Like, would you want to run into Hero?
So cool. Oh,
he was so fancy.
The funny thing is, the Lings running in almost got his infestors killed by virtue of friendly fire, or not even the friendly fire, the splash damage that overlapped. Oh man, if he could have managed to wait a minute, can we? I don't know if it's possible. Did Spirit snipe his own ghosts or kill them with the tanks in order to prevent the EMP? I think he might have done that. Which, if he did, that's actually so sick. I think he did, because those ghosts died so quickly, and there was no way that Elazer had the units to kill them himself unless he was sniping the ghosts. No, but I don't think you can't snipe friendly units, and the ghosts become friendly units when you do that. My God, what a weird game. But Spirit, I didn't notice that in the fight. He actually killed those ghosts to prevent the EMPs on his other ghosts. That is so smart. Oh my God, that's so sick. That game was so cool.
That being said, you know, those were the only units that were in range at first, so it might have just been tank swivel and eat them. But I'm willing to give Spirit the benefit of the doubt here, and more importantly, Steadfast, after what is a marathon series. Apparently, I don't know if we have the interview ready. Yeah, apparently we have the interview ready just about right now. So we get to talk to Spirit about what was probably, geez, the best game of the best series of the tournament. So, I mean, that's going to be, I'm so excited. I mean, I don't have words, but Steadfast, go ahead.
All right. Well, first things first, Spirit, Piotr, very nicely done. Congratulations on the victory. That was a grueling series. I mean, I guess first things first. What? How do
Yeah,
you
it was
feel? Like, I
very
know
hard.
we got the thing, but like, how do you feel after that?
Basically, after game 2, I was very nervous, so I am not very happy with my last game. I think I played very, very slow. I, I think if he actually switched into Broodlords at some point, I would lose the game. But he keep making Hydras and Linkbane, which I don't think was a very good call. But he seems to improve a lot in play against me, so I was very scared in the game 3.
Yeah, it was. He definitely heated up as the series got further along, and that definitely gave him a lot more momentum going into the third game. So there was a moment in game 3, and I just wanna clarify because I think I just noticed it on the replay. They ghosts, a bunch of your ghosts on the big right side army at the very end, they got neural parasited. Did you use your own siege tanks to kill them off to prevent them from EMPing the rest of the ghosts? Because it looks like that's what you did. And if you did, that's like the sickest play of the tournament.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. You didn't. So they just
Sadly.
died to that coincidence. You should have said yes. I just gave you the pimpest play of the tournament, and you too honest, so good. But yeah, thank you, Bamulf. Do you
Yeah,
have
I
any
know.
We'll say you did it anyways. Yeah, actually, I do have one question.
All
for
right,
you,
I'm
Spirit, 'cause We
joking.
want to
I
get you
did
out of
this.
here.
I forgot there's.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, you forgot you did it. Yeah. Okay.
There
yeah.
we go. Fantastic. When we talk about this series as a whole, you did the same thing 3 games in a row for the most part. You went command center first into a quick third command center, very, very greedy. And part of that is your style, but going 3CC or going CC first, 3 games in a row, was that playing specifically against Elazer? Was that prep for him? Or was that just how you kind of want to play right now?
Yes. It's specifically against team, but against other players, I like to play a lot of it, but I usually mix it with Reaper Expand or SCV Scout. CC first, SCV Scout is actually not greedy. Maybe against Proxy Hatch, which is like not a good idea to do anyway.
Gotcha. All right. So Spirit, we're gonna let you go, but before you and get ready for your 1 and 2 match. But before we let you go, any shout outs, any practice partners, anyone you want to say hi to on stream?
Didn't play with anyone. Just prepared just prepared myself.
All right. Thank you so much, Spirit. Good luck in your 1 and 2 match. Hopefully, we'll see you later today.
Thank you.
Spirit shouting out to him, himself, and him over the course of that interview. But clearly, it worked out. I mean, I just can't get over that series. It's just incredible. What more can you say?
Yeah, that was a really strong showing, and he, especially after that game 2, when your opponent comes back from what feels like an impossible position, and game 3 is this brutal slugfest. You're on the back ropes. He was anticipating the Broodlord transition, which if Elazer is not a big fan of that late game slow it down. You know that he likes to play fast. But if Elazer had gone for Broodlords, when Spirit was still on 5 bases, I think it would have been really difficult to afford the proper responses. But Spirit was like, okay, I just gotta sit here. I gotta hope he smashes into me. I gotta play my game. He plays his game, is able to drag it out to a super long game, wins the grittiest series, keeps himself alive. Very well done. And the only thing I would have changed about that whole series is if at the end, Spirit just said yes and just left it at that and just didn't respond at all. But thank you very much, of course, to Spirit. And of course, we are going to head to a little break before the next series. Believe it or not, that was not the grand finals. That was, in fact, just an elimination match. We got more great StarCraft coming at you. We will be back with Gamers8.